waterfront. And I just couldn't believe it. And here it is, what, a quarter of a century later, and what you're about to see is, I think, some of the most remarkable urban planning and geography ever born in modern times. Now, correct.
Except the other side of the water is better.
Okay, it is. But
so this is good. Get a chance to go look at the Falls Creek side. It's better. But this has the convention center, which is one of the 4 buildings or projects I take every chief planner to, because it proves you could do an urban convention center, which is not well known out there, since most of them are very unurban. So what we're going to... You said what you want to say here?
Only that those of you who would like to get back to get cleaned up and have plenty of time to then walk right back down here, go ahead. But those who want to stay with us, and maybe you're already here, fine.
Horsey is the next street, which you walk down to get back to the hotel. That historic station we just passed is where you would go to get the C bus to go across to the party train.
So you have a choice. You can work your way back to the hotel. This being the breakaway point, go down to Ormond and just go straight up to the hotel. It's a big elliptical whatever building. And or you can stay with us and be right where the C bus is. So you have a choice.
What am I saying?
Vancouver, is that what you're saying?
Well, the whole story of waterfront redevelopment starts on the south side of Falls Creek with the low-rise development. Came across to the north side of Falls Creek for the first phases of the high-rise waterfront that really became the Vancouver Podium Point Tower model in the eras of that side. Then came over here, because this was former marathon land, this was rail land that was decommissioned. That was industrial land, this was rail land, both decommissioned and became new mixed-use neighborhoods. This one has been criticized for being a little more institutionalized in some of the monumental approaches to urban design, which is probably why Dan is interested in it. There's some things that work, some things that haven't. It's still great, by the way. It's still better than 95% of the things you'll see in other cities on the waterfront. It's just that side's better. Plus, on that side, you go around Falls Creek, and then there's the Athletes Village, the Olympic Village, which is I think, the most interesting project on our waterfront. And that's not just because I'm the chief planner. It's our mid-rise on the waterfront project, as opposed to high-rise on the waterfront project.
What are the other 3 projects you show people?
I show the 4. I show the convention center to show you can do an urban convention center. I show Woodwards to show that you can do a mix that most people would think you would never be able to mix, including heart-to-house with market housing. I show the Olympic Village because it's the greenest community in North America and has set a new standard for dozens of things that the city now does better because of it. And one of the, Jan Gale said it was one of the top 3 mid-rise projects built in the modern era in the world. The other 2 being Malmö, Sweden, if you know that, and Hammarby Sjöstad in Stockholm, if you know that. So 2 in Sweden and us, basically, according to Jan Gale, who has some credibility on the subject. And then the 4th is a project on Canby Street, right near City Hall, which is called The Rise. It has a Home Depot, a full-sized Home Depot. It has 3 other mid-box category killers, if you know the vernacular of store planning. It has a grocery store. It has liner shops that create a fine-grained street edge. The Home Depot only has the corner frontage, and it has residential above. So it's the first example of a vertical power center that exists anywhere. And I take every planning director to that project because I say, when Home Depot tells you that they won't do an urban store, you show them this. So those are the 4.
Thank you.
Great.